Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just pulled up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We're about to close.
So you need to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon.
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty, half my age, at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it.
All right, tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink. Cause it look like you now.
One drink? All right, I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. One of the things I want to brought to you by is Go Great. This is a garbage company that's doing great things. And one of the things I can say is not just the fact that I'm the VP and I'm making things work like never before. I'm just telling you I'm hard at work. And one of the things I want to tell you is I can get that trash away from you. So if you need a construction bin, 20 yard, 30 yard, 40 yards is going to be too big for your house. But if you got a warehouse, I can get something there for you. And that's to get the trash away from you so we can continue doing what we do. Day-to-day living. Yeah, and we can do that over there and Go Great. Now, I got to get back to this person that's been rocking with me for just 8 years and now counting. He comes in this bad boy each and every time with a smile. You ladies, we got Crabmatic in the building. Big baby.
Fabuloso, Jay.
Still
Fabuloso.
feeling that way.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you know something, I can't be mad at you.
You know, Jay, after you get to your 40s and your 50s, man, shit ought to get into cruise control. You know, you shouldn't have the same problems and you shouldn't have the same stresses as an old man as you do as a young man.
I'm working on that double nickel. I'm working on that double nickel. I'm working it.
I don't think I care less, but I'm just not as attached. You know,
I'm going to tell you, the older you get, the more you don't care.
the more you don't care,
Yeah.
right?
It's a switch to go off, and I'm noticing it's just
Yeah.
I don't give a dang care. It's it's been
Yeah, all right.
I'm what?
How much of this thing are you gonna be consumed by? Or are you just gonna be like, you know what, it's gonna be all right.
Thank you.
So life is good, man. Living my best life and you know, God is on my side. I'm take one day at a time. Sometimes I can't remember yesterday and I could care less about tomorrow. I just live in the present moment.
Come on.
And it's working out, man. It's working out, you know.
Feel the
And
flower.
in fact, what we're going to talk about tonight is going to add value to this type of dialogue because we're going to talk about what's important in life.
Oh.
And that means something different for every person.
Yes, I think so. I definitely for me.
Yeah, but by the time we finish, I want to have a list of things that's important so we can remind ourselves sometime of what is important. I think a great way to introduce our show. This is Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Crabmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
And the
And
bill.
of course, we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a great dialogue. We just want to chop it up on the subject, and we all grow as we discuss the subject at hand. And of course, what's important in life really gives us all the opportunity to be reminded of what is really important. Sometimes we get bogged down in the details of things and it gets kind of thick and it seems like we don't have options. It seems like we're not sure if we're going in the right direction. And a healthy conversation about what's important in life just brings to the surface of your mind what is the most important things in life. What should you really be focused on? What should you really let go of? What is worth the effort and energy, and what is not worth the effort and energy? And so we're gonna try to tackle this subject tonight. And just want to thank you folks for being here with us. Again, whether it's 2024 or whether it's 2050, we hope you get something meaningful out of this dialogue. In fact, we want it to be therapeutic.
Yes, we do.
We want you to learn something, we want you to grow, we want you to find some nuggets out of this show that's going to help inspire you to be a better you tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? And so we always start the show off with a prayer.
We need a prayer on Jesus.
And I think I'm going to pray just like that today.
I think that's what
So let's just hand it off to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come into your presence now just to thank you for all you are. We thank you for this life. We thank you for you being our guide and our truth and our way maker. And we're asking, Lord, for the wisdom and understanding of this life.
Yes.
What is important in life, Lord? Remind us of what is important. Let this conversation stimulate an intelligent dialogue about identifying with and being focused on the important things in life.
Yes.
Let us, Lord, stop wasting time on things that do not add value and do not create more life out of this life. We're asking you for you, Father, to open the doorways of our mind to say no to the things that are not for us and to say yes more, Lord, to the things that are for us. We're asking, Lord, that you would put a powerful and vibrant spirit of focus and energy and purpose upon the things that are important. Help us to know it, help us to understand it, help us to achieve it. We ask that you will be here in this show, Lord, to liberate our minds and souls and bring your intelligence forward. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Yes. Yes.
Amen. What's the first thing that comes to your mind, Jay? What is important?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it goes back to that prayer, God.
Yeah. Like you said it all right there.
You know, one of the things I always want to do is make sure I'm in alignment with what he has for me. So I have to constantly have to reinvent myself and ask myself in prayer to show me what you have for me.
Right.
And a lot of that is being shown by the things that I'm being presented with. You know, so when doors get closed or things happen and I want to feel disappointed because it didn't happen how I wanted it to happen, I forget that he's doing things for me behind closed doors.
Right.
And it's up for me to remember that he always had me. He's going to continue to bless me, but I got to make that walk. You can't just stop and wait for him. You got to catch up. You know, your blessings are in front of you, not behind you. What you did yesterday is not always going to be reflective of what you did today. And that's why I need to pray for I can have a better understanding, open my eyes up in a different way, so I can get a better result. So that's one of the most important things to me is to look at things in a different way than I used to before. And that's why I ask for more guidance and understand.
I love that, Jay, because, and I've said this several times on the show, but I think it applies a little differently every time.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of the acorn is the oak tree.
Right.
And so what does that suggest? That suggests that everything that you need to become an oak tree is inside of the acorn. It's already inside of you.
Right.
But sometimes you need help getting it out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need help understanding the right next step. Sometimes you need courage. Sometimes you need strength. Sometimes you need decisiveness. Sometimes you need healing on the inside. Sometimes you need wisdom and understanding. But whatever you need has got to come from God. It's not going to come from the soil. It's not going to come from the sun. It's not going to come from the sky. Everything that you need is inside. So you have to have a prayer-driven life to God and with God in order to be your greatest possibility. Now, what's in my hands right here? The birth and the death. And somewhere in between, there's going to be all kinds of distractions. There's going to be all kinds of wiles. There's all kinds of things that want to keep you and that keep you from your purpose and disturb you. But when you know who you are and you know where you're going, then only God can take you there. Right? Only God can help you walk that path and fill you. So, you know, there's no more powerful answer than that. Sometimes in life, we're praying for things or we're wanting things and we're desiring things that are not for us.
Say it again.
And we all have seen people who have wasted a significant portion of their life focused on things that was not important. And somehow they just couldn't wake up to it until too late sometimes, right? That's why we have to have the prayer-driven life, because prayer keeps us in guidance and right direction. It'll keep us in right path. But when you start just living life without deity, without God,
Say it again.
you're automatically, in fact, if you're living life without God, you are less important. You are not important.
Say it.
Because this world is headed to a place of the whole universe is headed to a destination. I know we're on a journey, but the world is headed to a destination.
Say it.
And so if you are not in alignment with the destination, then you are off alignment and wasting time and minimizing your potential to be your greatest. And so I love that. Prayer and God, Jay, just couldn't be anything more fulfilling than that. One of the other things Jay said was that what's important is that he had to reinvent himself. When I realized that who I am is not good enough for where I'm trying to go, I gotta change.
Yes.
What's important is that you're constantly willing to change. What's important is that you have to be flexible in this life. Flexibility is important. If you're ever going to be in a relationship, I don't care if it's personal or professional. If you're in a relationship, you must be flexible.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to do things that maybe you don't want to do, maybe you don't know how to do, et cetera, et cetera. You have to find a way to change and be willing to change. When you start setting your feet in the ground and you plant your feet in that mud, it's going to turn into cement. Because it's not meant for you to stay there. It's meant for you to adapt and adjust. That's how all of nature is. That's how all of life is. And I'm just kind of talking to myself here. And I can never forget that is the way the world works. True. I cannot set my feet on one thing and one path. Even as I think about, our path to riches, our path to prosperity, it's not going to come like we think it should come. It's not. In fact, if we look at any of our blessings in our past, it has never come like we thought it was going to come. Which means now I need to keep my head on the swivel and be open for opportunities, be open for change, be open for new insight, be open for new information. If I stand on what I know, it is only a small portion. And that small portion just won't serve me going down the road. I need bigger portions of knowledge, bigger portions. So I'm encouraging people, reinvent yourself, change. We could spend some time talking about how to do that. But more importantly is to understand that you need to do that. Right? Change is very, very important in this life. What else is important, Jay?
Health.
Oh, wow.
In that work, I have to remember my body's a machine that needs to be fueled and taken care of.
Yeah.
So as I do my day to day, I'm noticing sometimes I wasn't always eating breakfast. I know I will skip lunch and I just make sure I eat dinner. Okay. Well, with all the stuff I do, I'm realizing I'm really damaging the whole temple. I need to get more order back. So I have to make sure I take my medicine early, on time. I need to make sure I drink enough water. This heat here in Georgia has been disrespectful. We got some disrespectful heat, okay? That's just slappy and it's getting real hot. I encourage everybody to make sure they drink water before you go out. You really can't get out there and then drink water. You're going to dehydrate. So hydrate yourself before you even get out there because this heat that we've been getting has been up there. And again, I don't want nothing bad to happen to anyone, and even myself that drives trucks and out there running a truck and car. So hydrate yourself. Water, Gatorade, things of your choice. All right. I'm not going to get in and sell something for you. I just want to make sure things is done correctly. Then that gets back into me feeling better. All right. And then when you get really tired, slow down, stop. Whatever you're trying to get done, it can wait sometime. And I'm going to tell you one story that just happened to me recently. I had to build a gazebo on my back deck. I am so driven that I woke up early that morning and I read the instructions and I started putting stuff together in the house before I even walked outside. Okay. After I got everything together that I possibly could that can make it out the door, I started assembling outside. I did not beat the heat. Okay. So at that point, I had to work and stop. Work and stop. Because the heat was getting the best of me. You just can't. Because I'm kind of constantly reading the instructions and then I'm doing it. And then I got my sons helping me. And then, of course, they get tired because they watching me read. Well, they really ain't doing much. And now they got to hold stuff, do stuff. So it didn't take them long. They were back in the house taking a nap. It got too much. It was just that hot. Well, I got so much drive. Every few minutes, I'm back out. I'm doing what I can. Man, by the end of the day, I had to stop. It was just getting to a point I couldn't get the bolts to line up. That's when I knew I was getting fatigued. Okay. And I'm normally better at that. I couldn't. I mean, it was hard to focus. I had to realize I did too much. I was almost done. Okay. And I said I wanted to do it in a day. I had to be disappointed. I didn't finish it in that day because I wasn't killing myself no more. By the time I took a shower and looked at myself in the mirror and, trying to still feel accomplished and feel like I did it because it wasn't an easy task. I seen I had a tan already. That day, I tanned. So I pushed myself way too far. So the next day, I started early and I finished. And I made sure I stayed inside. And it still took another day before I started feeling normal again. You have to take care of yourself. Sometimes you can push yourself for reasons and end up hurting yourself.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted. It was just a project, but I got that much drive. It's almost like nothing I can't do. That's what I love to drive, but then I have to reel myself back in. I wasn't building that for somebody else. Somebody told me it cost 4 hours to get that thing built. I did it myself because I know how. And it wasn't about the money to me. I spent the money on buying it though. But my whole thing is you got to do things in proportion. And I didn't think about that, but I also miss how hot it was. I felt it, but I just didn't pay that no attention when I was making that plane.
Yeah. And another profound idea, health. God, what's important? Your health. And let me tell you, folks, that especially as you start aging, and I'm in my mid-50s now, I'm looking around at my peers, and many of them have not focused on health. They have not taken care of themselves, and you can clearly see it when you see them.
You know what I'm saying? And they might be like, once I make it, I can do better.
That's a lot of times what happens. Yeah. As soon as I get over this hurdle, as soon as I make this extra, as soon as I get ahead, then I'm gonna start working out. And but that's not how life works. Ooh, you gotta take care of yourself every single day. And I only got a small number of things here. That's why life sometimes can be so consuming because there are so many things to get done,
right,
and so seemingly so little time to get it done. But nutrition is a whole subject within itself.
Yes, it is.
I mean, our bodies need vitamins and minerals and nutrients and hydration, and it needs rest. It needs warm-up time. It needs healing time. These are all things you have to pay attention to. And based on your situation, I got a buddy of mine, and somehow I didn't know he had a bad back, but he was, wobbling through the showroom the other day. And I went in his office, and I just wanted to say these words to him. Man, my father dealt with a back issue. Back issues don't typically heal up. So I need you to take really, really good care of your back every day. I need you to take the extra time to take that hot bath. I need you to take the extra time to get the massage. I need you to take the extra time to go see a chiropractor or to go see the doctor. Then I don't want you to ever move quickly ever again. I don't want you to strain yourself. I don't want you to step too quick. I don't want you to reach down and grab for too much. I want you constantly in your mind forevermore to be nurturing that back.
Yep.
And that's a lifestyle that he's got to have a lifestyle to focus on his back in order to keep himself healthy. Because, it takes that, right? What's important? He's got to focus on that.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he can't even make love to his wife and not pay attention to how his back feels. He's got to constantly pay attention to that. And that is important to his world. He can't drop a paper in the office and reach down and grab it like it means nothing. Never. Not one single day. And he would have the potential every single day.
Right.
To, do something like that. Sit down in the car wrong. Grab his briefcase the wrong way, or drop his pen, or anything can happen. You know what I mean? How he sits down, like gets up too fast. Any number of those things. So the point is, what's important for him is that he's got to pay attention to the health of his back.
Yep.
We have to pay attention to how much water we intake and how we hydrate. We have to take care of our nails. We have to take care of our muscles. Our muscles need work and workout or they deteriorate. Our bones need vitamin D. It needs, nutrition and input. We have to find a way to get exercise every day. Get you a mile or 2 or 3 miles a day. You got to make sure that you're not going too hard. I got caught up. I got sick this past week. And I know why, because for 10 straight days, I didn't take a day off. I wasn't eating right through the middle of that week. And when I don't eat right, it perpetuates not eating right. So I miss that lunchtime. By the time it's time for dinner, I eat a little dinner, but it kind of bothers me to eat. And so now I got
Pretty much miss food all that day.
I miss food all that day. So 2 or 3 of those days for me being slim is tough on my body. I can't allow that to happen. That's one of the things I think mankind has missed, Jay. That the human body must be taken care of.
Yes.
It must be nurtured. You have to be specific. And I love, like on TikTok and Instagram Reels, how there's a lot of knowledge now about how to take care. There's a lot of supplements and herbal teas and certain nutrients that you can take. And what Dr. Sabi was talking about, that, the way to get rid of cancer is to starve the body. You starve the body, the first thing it removes is cancer. That means fasting. I need to learn how to fast, right? I need to maybe learn how to take, maybe even pray over my own body, right? Another thing Jay said that was so powerful is measure when to stop. You got to know when to say when. And that's not just about the body. That's about anything. You know what I mean? You got to know when. You got to know when to say when. You got to know when you're pushing too far.
Yep.
And that can be in having a discussion in a relationship, to spending your money, to giving and sharing, to, gluttony and eating a lot of food and eating a lot of fatty foods or drinking too much wine. That can be anything in life. What's important to know is when to say when.
Yep. And it's not easy. I promise
It's not
you.
easy, Jay.
So learning thing, I had situations where I run way up there in Gwinnett, based out of Iowa. I was up there in Gwinnett. And when you up there in Gwinnett, just the traffic. I got up there early. It's 2:00. I already know I need to be making my way back to Iowa at 2:00. Okay, it's still gonna take me around 3 to get there. But I'm so dedicated and driven, I want to get another box. I want to take care of another customer. My whole thing is to keep customers happy. All right. In doing that, it took me to 3:30 to get done in Gwinnett. Coming back from 3:30 to Iowa, now I'm looking at 5:00.
That's a mess.
Yeah, because I got a lot of traffic to go through. So sometimes I have to know when to cut off just to keep my sanity.
Right.
Because, and I know some people are like, well, that's just hours. But listen, not just hours, the traffic, the people, the dealing with the everybody getting off. It's challenging.
Yeah.
So
It is.
I'm going to go with a less challenge to get back where I can get home. I'm more rested. I can eat better. When I come home at 5:00 that day, when I went to 3:30, and I stayed out there and I got home, I'm frustrated. Okay, that frustration is just making it back safe. Okay, you fighting people just
Frustrated.
traffic and the rest. I get home and I go to eat, and I'm losing my hunger.
You're losing your hunger. That's right.
Over the stress
Yeah.
that I just went through.
Yeah.
So now I eat a little bit of my food.
Yeah.
And I put some in the microwave,
Yeah.
thinking I'm gonna come back. Guess what? Too tired to finish the plate. So I'm back to what you was just saying. I'm not eating healthy. I'm not eating right. So
And
I
1 or 2 of those days, it's game changer.
mess you up. And then a sickness jump on you.
Oh,
It's hard to fight it.
That's right.
Your body's already torn down and weak.
But sometimes when we get sick, we don't want to take our medicine.
Oh my goodness.
We know we're supposed to finish this glass of water, this juice. We know we're supposed to take that
I'm a
medicine.
spoiled kid.
We know we're supposed to, do whatever it is.
And don't
I
do
know
right.
we do it.
It's
I know we do it.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
important is that we do the important things in life,
Mhm.
right? One of the things I did, I changed some habits, Jay, and I learned this over time. But I moved, and now it takes me an hour of crazy traffic every morning to get to work. I would normally get into work 10 minutes.
Right.
That's what I'm used to for years. All of a sudden, now I got an hour commute. And the first 3 or 4 days, it just rattled my spirit. why these people, they pulling in front of you and it's accidents and it's, what I'm saying? I'm downtown Atlanta
Thank you.
at 7:30 in the morning. It's a mess sometimes, right? So what I did was I said, you know what, Stacy? You can't live like that, right? Because you spend an hour, kind of in an intense space, and then you get to work and you try to order breakfast or something and you can't eat it because you got to eat it real fast and something interrupts you. So what I do now is I put on my favorite radio show and I get breakfast before I get on the road. It costs me an extra 10 to 15 minutes if I'm going to stop by Crystal. And I love Crystal's breakfast, right? They got grits, eggs, bacon, and toast for about $8. And they fix it how you want to fix it. So now I got a great breakfast in my lap. I got on my favorite radio show. I know I got an hour of travel time. I detach. I done got rid of my stress. I'm taking care of my nutrition. I get me a vitamin in there. I get a little laughter in there and a little worldly news in there. But now I'm not spending an hour stressed. What was important was for me to decide how I was going to take that trip.
Yep.
I'm going to take that trip on my own terms, not on the terms the world set for me.
Oh,
That's what's important.
you said a mouthful, because I had to do the same thing. And that adjustment helps. Like, I used to wake up right around the time I used to have to get up to do and just run. All right. Now I get up almost an hour early.
Right.
And that hour early gives me time to do my morning ritual
Yes.
for me.
Get something.
That's time that I could just sit down and meditate a little bit.
Yeah.
I got time where I might just go through my TikTok and I find things I'm going to put out there on social media. Things of encouragement.
Right.
Okay. So I do different things to encourage me to start my day off on a high.
Right.
Instead of hearing the negative, I find the high. And then I ride that high wave the rest of that day. So when I get to work, I'm already encouraged.
Yes.
I'm already kind of feeling of the word. I might listen to some scripture.
Yes.
My daily thing that I listen to with the Bible. I grab some different stuff and I kind of regurgitate it. So now I'm not preaching, I'm just grabbing.
Right.
So now when I'm at work, people pulling from me. Why I got this, why I'm over here. And that's already negative.
Yeah.
But they keep sensing like, man, why are you so high strung? Why? Because I'm like, get it.
Right.
Because I'm not letting you switch me down to a low no more. See, I'm coming up off a high, and I had to change my concept. Because when I just ran to work, they ran me.
And listen, we always say a dead battery is no good to nobody. And so what I'm hearing Jay say is health is not just about the food and the nutrition part of taking care of yourself. You got to take care of your mind. You got to build yourself back up. You hear him talking about meditation and getting on TikTok, finding inspiration, maybe finding inspiration to share with other people.
That's it.
But if you don't build yourself up, if you know your work in a tough environment, you got to find some time to get your mindset to the zen place that you need it to be. So when you walk in there, you got enough battery to last throughout the day. You don't want to get to noon and run out of battery. The next thing you know, the rest of your day is trouble and frustration and anxiety. You got to find a way to take care of your inner self. And that means something different for everybody. But what's important? You got to take care of your mental self, right?
That's very key.
That's key. That's key to life, man. And I know it's sometimes getting up an extra hour, especially for those of you who work early in the morning, can be tough. But if you don't do it in the morning, do it at night. Do it in the middle of your day, right?
Get it in.
Get it in. Like, I think humanity across the board just forgets that reading is like taking a multivitamin. New ideas inspire the spirit and inspires the soul. And I believe, I'm one of those people who believe that your spirit and your soul already knows how to achieve anything that you set before it. So if you say to your soul and spirit, you know what? I want to create a great day today. I want it to be a day where I'm at peace. I want it to be a day where I'm extremely productive. I want it to be a day where it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun no matter what. I'm going to have a great day no matter what happens. The bottom could fall out of this place today. I'm going to be smiling when I walk to my car and get ready to listen to my evening radio program on the way home, right? So if the key here is that you got to build yourself up, your battery up, so that when you use your battery, it doesn't deplete you too much. It doesn't deplete your whole life and your whole day. And there are many of people walking around depleted and just don't know how to build themselves back up.
And let me tell you, I didn't know about this for a long time. Yeah. Your battery in your car, if you don't start your car for a long time, it'll go all the way down.
It gets weak.
But there's a trickle charger you can put on there. It's always giving it that little extra charge where it never goes completely dead. It's always being charged.
Yeah.
So when it's being used, it is just ready. Right? That's what the Lord can do for you when you allow Him.
That's what that word can do. And when you put the word in your mouth and you put the word in your spirit, that's what it does for me. All this. I remember last week, it was tough. There was I had 2 customers at the same time, and I didn't have the inventory. There's a bunch of stuff going not quite right. And right before I sat down, something just said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and I'm going to get all of this done, and it's going to get done right, and it's going to get done right now." And I just started talking to myself like that. Next thing you know,
Encourage.
I recharged my battery.
There you go.
I recharged my own battery in the middle of something that could have,
Go ahead, Tesla.
right? Hey, just call me Tesla Crown, man.
What?
GC in the house.
What?
What's important? I learned how to build myself back up. I learned how to recharge my own battery. You must know throughout life that nobody's ever going to spend their time and their life and their efforts recharging you. Only you can recharge you.
Yes.
I would imagine that at the foundation of every tree, the root system is saying, "Hey, ain't nobody looking for water for me. Let me reach these roots down and find some moisture, some hydration. Let me reach this. Let me make sure I know it's gonna be a hard thing, but I have to move my muscle in my hand so I can change the trajectory of that leaf so it can catch the most sunlight today, because I need that energy. I'm missing that energy, and so I'm gonna have to gird myself with strength in order to get what I need."
Thank you.
Everybody has to live that life. You have to reach for the energy. You have to reach for the peace. You have to reach for the strength.
Say it.
You have to reach for the confidence. You have to reach for decisiveness. You have to reach for organization. You have to reach for love. You have to reach for happiness.
Say it.
None of it comes to you by osmosis. What's important is you decide what you want and you reach for it. How more profound can you get than that in life? I'm just reminding us all, talking to myself as I say this, right? Like Stacey, your happiness is not going to come from anything anybody else says or anybody else does. It's going to come from you being in alignment with your dream and your God, period. And guess what, Stacey? If you're not putting time in to be aligned with yourself and your God, then more than likely you're going to be out of alignment and not living your greatest dream. Right? What's important is I remember that I am in control of my own destiny.
Come on, man.
Right? I am in control of my own destiny. I can't remember the whole.
So easy to be knocked out of alignment.
It's so easy. And because alignment is always going to be about my perspective. When I lose perspective of the right reality, then I start drifting into direction and the wrong destiny, right? So the key is that I got to keep my mind focused on the right perspective in life, right? No problem I can't solve. Nothing I can't do. I'm bigger than this problem. I'm strong today. I'm alive today. I could be 6 feet deep, but I'm 6 feet on top of the ground. I'm walking and I'm running and I'm living and I'm here and there's nothing can stop me. And I got family and I got loved ones. You see what I'm doing? I'm counting my blessings. I'm expressing gratitude. You can't say I got nothing because I got everything in the sun. I got the sunlight shining on me. I got the ground solid under my feet. I got wisdom. I got intelligence. I got God. I got friends. I got family. I'm in a radio show. We about to celebrate 8 solid years of performance. We got 8 solid years of performance, man. We got more performance on this show than most movie stars in Hollywood got on their down film. We got more film footage than most people who are successful. You can't say we're not putting the work in. You can't say we haven't been there. Just because it hadn't quite popped yet, don't mean I'm finished.
Nope.
Right? So I'm waiting on the pop, but if the pop never comes, the goal is to have a fantastic, blessed, advanced, working hard, getting it done, making it happen journey. My journey will be something that the Lord can be proud of.
That's a trickle charge to keep you going.
That's that trickle charge.
I'm telling you, that's the trickle charge. And I just want y'all to understand, if y'all really can't find a way to get your trickle charge, I'm not saying motivation. Minecraft has motivation in it too.
Absolutely.
Y'all can go to that site and y'all can get motivated because again, it's going to be up to you to do something.
Yeah.
Please just don't listen to this show. I really think there's a lot of podcasts out there. I think a lot of content creators doing great things, but I feel like it's getting to be too much. We're following too much social media and there's too much information, so we're not making decisions. I want y'all to make a proper decision to get into health, understand what God has for you, and get into your best lane. I think we out of lane because we just don't know. I get it. I would love for you guys to be able to find some of these great tools. Minecraft is a great tool to get your mind in order. And then the Bible can help you in a different way, depending on your spirituality. It don't just have to be the Bible. It can be the Quran. It can be whatever you choose. My whole thing is start setting the plan up for you for success. It's not just chasing the bag. A lot of people just want to chase money. I promise you, once you find it and you don't have God, you ain't got shit. I want you to be aligned for you can continue being blessed. Happiness is going to a better understanding of what he has for you compared to what you want. You can want all the riches, but you don't know how. But you can also be blessed with not all the wealth. You can have great health, great family, and actually feel good about what you do. Without the wealth, you will live a better life.
Yes.
Hell is having money and not understanding what he has for you. Now you live in a hell. That's up to you, because some people, I'd rather just live in hell because they got all the money. What you sacrifice, I don't want to know, because that's not what I choose. I want what I have, what he has for me. That's for me. But what he has for me has been showing me greatness and not weakness. It's not me to sell out everybody else for damnation. It is for me to feel satisfied in what is for me. And that is not to drag no one down. That's why I'm trying to stay recharged. Because people going to bring me down regardless. They're going to find ways that, hey, haters can't destroy me. You don't know me. Yeah. And that's the sad part. And worried about something that I can't control. No, I don't. I control the things that I can. And I'm always going to stay on the red. I can't be worried about you all the time. That's why I said earlier, certain things ain't going to be my problem. Answering my phone all the time ain't going to be my problem. It's going to be a tool that I utilize in the right way, not the wrong. You can't control me by this. You might not even catch me on it. It's up to me. So don't be mad. It is what it is, because I have to be recharged. And all y'all don't do it for me. And that's just the simple truth. But he does. And he is the Lord. Okay, just making sure I'm clear on that. I do it for you. There's some people that recharge because I recharge them. Right. I'll call crap, right? Recharge me, I'll try to recharge them. That's iron on iron. But everybody don't do that for me, right? And that's just something.
Yeah, and there's no one thing that's going to do that for you. That's why we have to constantly be nurturing and care for ourselves. I think when the Lord say that we should pray ceaselessly, that's what he was saying. Constantly take care of yourself. Constantly nurture yourself, right? And, he knows that you can nurture yourself with his presence and with his word. But he's saying, do something that's going to build your life, right? Build your empire. It's not going to build itself. I agree. Build your empire. We know many other things are important in the world. Family is important in the world. Love is important in the world. Integrity is important in the world. Going hard in the paint. Don't just have a mediocre attitude about life. Have an attitude about life that takes you far. Have an attitude that you want more out of life. Have an attitude where you're not going to settle for, for peanuts. You know what I mean? You want the whole peanut farm, right?
Well, one you better know your value
Know your value. That's so important.
because people will play you
Listen,
when they look at you.
Yeah.
But if you know your value, you will not belittle yourself to do some of the stuff that I've been seeing.
that's right.
And some of these trends makes no sense to me.
That's right.
Don't devalue yourself behind someone else.
That's
And
right.
even on their wealth, don't devalue yourself with that. Uphold your value. Stand on your morals.
Yes.
I promise you, it'll be a person like me sitting there like, yo, I see you.
Yes.
I can't always reach you because I'm doing so much, but I love it when I see somebody stand on morals. Then they doing the right thing for the right reason,
That's it.
and not because of what social media say or what somebody else see.
That's right.
It's just where I stand.
We know that a lot of change has come from people who just stand up for what is right.
Mhm.
And sometimes it took those people's lives up or down, but they stood on principle.
Mhm.
They stood on what was right. And I think that's very important in life, because you start standing on clouds, you're going to fall.
Mhm.
We got to stand on solid ground in every part of our life, our mental life, our spiritual life, our physical life, our careers, our work, our relationships. We got to stand on what's true, because what's not true is not going to be around very long,
Come on.
right? What's not true is going to be temporary, and it's going to be shallow. So, and see, these words are designed to penetrate every facet of humanity. No matter what you are, no matter what you do, I don't care if you're an archaeologist, I don't care if you're a tax attorney, I don't care if you're a homemaker, I don't care if you are, a entrepreneur, whatever business, whatever life you live in. These are solid principles. Stand on the truth. Don't let somebody beside you be taken advantage of and you just watch it.
Right.
In some cases, the Lord puts you in a space and a place because he needs your strength to come out and protect the environment. So the environment becomes true. The environment becomes wholly complete. Right. But that sometimes when you become strong and bold, it's your job to protect those who aren't strong and bold.
You preaching.
And if you're sitting on the sideline knowing that you have a gift to be strong and bold, but you let these people get taken advantage of, more than likely it's going to affect you, but it's not going to affect you directly. It's going to affect your kids. It's going to affect your spouse. It's going to affect your house. It's going to affect maybe your career, right? Don't let nonsense take place in front of you. That should be a principle of life. Stand for what is right and real. And unfortunately, we are out of time tonight. This is Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we want to thank you folks for being here with us tonight. Again,
Every time.
just our opportunity to be leaders in this community and talk about real things that are happening to life that sometimes we just can't figure out. We hope the show has been edifying to your spirit. We hope you learned something and grew. We're here every Thursday from 7 to 8 Facebook Live. We've been here for the last 8 years, which means we have hundreds of shows for you to go back and watch. Come check out Bar Talk with Jay. And never forget that we do this because we love you and we appreciate you.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.